So if you haven't been living under a rock these last couple of years, you probably see new high ticket sales gurus popping up left and right, people who have maybe a couple months of experience in the trenches, then they decide to launch coaching offers where they flaunt lifestyle, this and that. And from what I've found is they give you the surface, right? They kind of give you like the end of the road, the dream outcome, right? But there's almost no information on YouTube when it comes to the actual process, the real sauce of how you can step into the game and actually get to that end result, right? And that's really my goal here on this channel. And from what I've found, a lot of people stepping into the high ticket sales world, they kind of look at a lot of the big results, and because they don't understand how they're actually going to get there, they come in with the wrong expectations and they fail. Okay. If you're new here, my name is Misha. Everything we do on this channel is for exactly that purpose, to share the real sauce from 6 years of personal experience in this industry, multiple years of doing multiple six figures as a closer, also multiple years of managing multiple sales teams. Said multiple a lot there, but you get the idea. I've also been training and placing closers over the last 3 years. We've served over 500 clients, and I have personally seen the process of people getting into this industry, training, landing a role part-time, making some money, and making the transition to full-time. I've seen that process happen again and again and again. And in this video, what I want to do is share with you how you can actually step into this industry. Pick this up on a part-time basis and successfully make the transition to doing this at a full-time level, and not just land a job, but actually do that long-term and build a real career in our industry where you have uncapped earning potential, total, time, flexibility, location, freedom, whatever. Okay. So let's jump into the video. There's a couple things that people get wrong about this. Okay. People are under the impression that you can start in this game part-time and very easily get to 5, 10, 15 grand a month on part-time hours, right? I talk to a lot of people stepping into this world, and a lot of people kind of have the plan of, hey, well, I actually want to exceed my current income doing this part-time before I make the transition, right? Because that's kind of the ideal scenario, right? Is if you're making more money than what you're making at your 9 to 5 on part-time hours, then you're gonna be able to move really quickly, right? And that's usually not the way that it goes, okay? And the reason why is because they misunderstand a couple things. Before I get into what they misunderstand, let me kind of break this down, right? So everybody hears the math, right? Let's say you're doing 20 hours a week on a part-time level, right? Let's say out of those 20 hours, you take 15 total sales calls of people who actually show up to their meeting. Let's say out of those 15, you close 3, right? You close at a 20% rate, selling, let's call it a $4,000 offer, taking a 10% commission. You've closed 3 deals at $400 in commissions. You've earned $1,200 a week, right? You maintain that performance over the course of a month, boom, you're making 5 grand a month on a part-time level, right? If you're actually a good closer and you're at 25, 30% close rate, now all of a sudden, you're pushing 6 to 9 grand a month on a part-time level, right? Now, what people don't understand is a couple things, okay? Number one, they don't understand how to land offers like that and how rare those kinds of opportunities are where you're getting those kinds of inbound calls. They don't understand how much time it actually takes to build real trust with your offer, even if you are on a great opportunity, in order to get those kinds of leads booked onto your calendar every single day. And then lastly, they don't actually have the skills, where even if they had the perfect offer, they were getting the best leads from that offer, they don't actually have the skill set to actually perform, right? And what ends up happening is, a lot of people get sold this dream, they kind of expect that, hey, I'm going to come in, work a couple hours a day and just be swimming in it. And like I mentioned at the start of this video, they fail, right? Let me give you a little bit of a background, okay? There's one important concept that if you are planning on stepping into this industry and you're planning on replacing your income at a, whatever you're doing right now, if you're planning on replacing that with this, you need to understand that at one point or another, you're going to have to take a leap, right? There is going to be a point where, you have to really go for it, and you have to, take massive action without, a safety net, right? And let me explain what I mean. I'll give you a little bit of a background. There was a client that we were working with, started with us, I want to say in late October, okay? When he started working with us, he was working a full-time job, right? Probably 40, 50 hours a week. And his goal was probably similar to yours, where he wanted to get out of that. He wanted to build a real career in an industry where he has upside, where he has freedom, he can enjoy his life, build skills, make a lot of money, etc., right? And he started working with us. Well, we trained him for about 3 to 4 weeks, taking him through every single skill he would need, et cetera, and actually placed him with a friend of mine who was managing a high ticket offer that was doing about 400 grand a month at the time, right? He came in as a setter. So he was working on part-time hours, maybe between 3 to 4 hours on a daily basis before and after work, and then also on the weekends. In his first 2 months on that offer, was making about $1,000 to $1,500 a month, right? Nothing serious at all. And again, this is on an offer that's larger. He has tons of lead flow every single day. But the problem was is that, I mean, number one, he was on a part-time opportunity. And number two is because he was on a part-time opportunity, even though he was on a bigger offer, you know, if I'm an offer owner, right? If I'm spending thousands of dollars a day on ads and, you know, I have a sales team of a few people, I'm not going to give my best leads to the guy who's only working a few hours a day, right? Because he's not going to be as warm every single day. It's probably not going to be as skilled. You know, I would rather give all those calls to one person so that they could just lock in, focus all day, and perform, right? And that's typically how these teams usually go, right? So, you know, the challenge with him was those two things, right? So, you know, he ended up reaching out to me, right? Because he was kind of stuck with this, right? Where every single day he was trying to improve, trying to get better. And, you know, he wasn't really sure what to do, right? So we had a conversation about it, and, you know, he had basically come to the conclusion that in order for him to, you know, really make the kind of money that he would want to make, and in order for him to, you know, really establish himself within that offer or on any offer, he would have to go full time, right? Now, keep in mind, the guy at the time is probably making $4 to $5 grand a month at his, you know, full time job, and like he has bills, he has expenses, he's paying rent, right? So at the same time, he's making $1,000 a month with this, you know, sales job. Right. And also, one more detail that a lot of people don't think about, you know, a lot of people come from like a steady bi-weekly paycheck, right? And they expect to, you know, step into this world of high ticket and they kind of expect it to be the same. Maybe they know that it's commission based and it's performance based, but maybe they've never really experienced being on 100% a performance based compensation, right? That's another factor to consider, you know? And this is one of the things that kind of separates people who like really succeed in this industry versus people who don't even try, right? Is because most people can't handle that, right? So long story short, the conclusion that we came to is, you know, we looked at the math, right? And this is going to be an important, you know, exercise or moment where you probably have to go through if you're going to take the step successfully, is you got to look at your expenses, right? At the time, you had about 2.5, 3 months of expenses saved up, right? And, you know, basically you want to look at the worst case scenario, right? So what we saw was, okay, cool. So you have about 3 months where you need to get your income up to, I think his expenses were like $3 grand a month, right? You have 3 months where you have to get your income up to $3K a month. And if you don't, then you're going to have to go back to a 9 to 5, right? Is that something that you're confident in? Are you confident in your ability to follow through and to perform so that you can actually hit those kinds of numbers, right? Now, a lot of people, if you ask them that question, right, would say, hell yeah, 100%, right? But like, you judge people based on their actions, not on their words. You judge someone's confidence level based on how they move, the decisions that they make, not necessarily what they say. And, you know, a lot of people just aren't, right? A lot of people, you know, when they're put in a situation like that, where there's pressure on their back, where they have to perform, a lot of people will crumble, right? But then there's certain kinds of people, like this is something where I've had moments like that multiple times over the last 6 years I've been in this industry where, you know, I've had to really go for it, burn the boats, go all in, whether that's making massive investments, whether that was, you know, dropping out of school, you know, moving, etc., right? There's been multiple moments where I've had to do that, and I've found in every single one of those scenarios, I've always tapped into a completely different level that I wasn't even aware that I had. You know, I always would kind of rise up to the occasion, and that pressure would light a fire under my ass where all of a sudden I'm working harder than I've ever worked before. I'm more focused than I've ever been. I think about problems completely differently because I know that I have no other option but to succeed, right? And, you know, you'll find that and from what I've found, like the A players in our industry and the people who succeed in, you know, remote sales or really in any environment, they have that mindset as well, right? And, you know, long story short, when it came to that individual that I was just telling you about, they made that transition to full-time. We actually, it was a couple weeks into him being full-time where we made the decision to switch him over onto another offer where he'd have a little bit more upside. This was selling a higher ticket item with way more lead flow to a little bit more of a sophisticated audience. And because he had just spent, you know, 2 months in the industry building up some experience, it was a little bit easier for him to land that gig. Within his first 3 weeks, was on track to clearing over $5 grand in commissions. His first 3 weeks going full time with that offer, right? This is within 3 months of him being in the industry as a whole, right? Zero prior sales experience prior to October of 2025. So, you know, it goes to show, right? There's a couple of kind of major points here that I really wanted to make because, you know, again, I find a lot of people come in, they see the marketing, they see all these people kind of flexing this certain thing, and they come in with the wrong expectations. What's going to happen is there's going to be a moment, most likely, you know, where, well, let me take one step back because, you know, we have case studies and we have examples of people who've like made a shit ton of money working part-time. it is possible, right? But that's not something that happens all the time. What's way more likely is that you're going to be at a place where you land an entry-level role with a great opportunity where you have upside. Okay, you're gonna prove concept, right? You're gonna, over the course of maybe 1 to 3 months, you'll get your income up to a couple grand a month, maybe between like 1 to 4K a month, really max. If you're on a part-time schedule, it's probably the best that you can do. There are some outlier examples, but that's something reasonable that you can expect. And unless you're like, making like 2, 3, 4 grand a month, like if you're actually making some decent money right now and you have like real bills and real expenses, there's going to be a moment where you have to burn the boats and you have to step away from your current income that's taking up all your time and energy, and you have to go all in full time into an opportunity where that you can actually scale your income, right? When you get all of that time back, if you get twice as much or 3 times as much time where you can actually be on the phone, now all of your energy and focus is going towards this thing. You're not putting energy and focus into something else. You're not split. You can double down on your skill set. You can expect to probably perform at a higher level. You have obviously physically more time to work with. And then, you obviously have to, the most important point, really the last one that I'll give you when it comes to making that transition is, as long as you're on a solid entry-level role with a great offer, right? The kinds of offer that's doing multiple 6 figures a month, tons of warm inbound lead flow, other closers or salespeople on that role that are making the kind of money that you want, and commitment and a clear path from your leadership or management within that offer, that you're going to get more opportunity when you actually take that step, right? So like that's a conversation that you want to have, where it's like, hey, what kind of level of performance do you need to see from me in order to get like XYZ inbound calls, right? And really, that's why you want to have mentorship, right? That's why you want to be part of communities and be exposed to other people who are in this industry, who are years ahead of you, so that you can navigate things like this, right? Because this is something that I've personally seen like dozens and dozens of times, right? But it's probably something that you're going through for the first time, right? And chances are, if you're on your own with this, you're just there's gonna be so many unknowns and uncertainties where you're not really gonna take that leap, right? The last thing I would share with you, because even for me, right, like there was when I first got into this industry, like I was working, I wasn't really working at the time. I was in school. I was studying accounting and finance degree, and I was basically on a direct path to having like a blue collar, steady, stable 9 to 5 job where like maybe I'd make 80 grand a year, and like I just knew that was not the life that I wanted, like I had seen that, I understood what it was, and I was very clear that I did not want to be there. I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. I just know I didn't want that. When I came across high ticket sales and I picked it up at a part-time level, my first few months I was making a couple grand a month, and it wasn't even really the money, but I finally like found something that was that was fun, that was exciting, right? I knew that, the better I am, the higher focused I am, the better skill sets that I have, the better routine that I'm in day to day, the more money that I can make, right? I'm paid in direct proportion to my performance, and that put me into a state where I was getting better every single day. And even though I didn't really have any crazy results to back it up, I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is something I know that if I, if I commit to being in the game longer than anyone else, if I commit to consistently improving, I might not be the best at it right now, but I know in the long run, I'm gonna win, right? That was my mindset at the time. And I remember it's hard because my best friends at the time were all like not encouraging me at all to do this. They were kind of like, yo, dude, like, what are you talking about? Like that sales thing, like you're still doing that? My parents were definitely really against it. I don't really have a lot of people encouraging me to take this step, right? But the mindset, and Alex Hormozi talks about this, and I like this a lot, is I would think back to like at the time I would think, okay, like me at that age, would I be glad that I played it safe? Would I be glad that I didn't go for it? Or would I have wished that I did take the risk? Would I have wished that I did actually go for it? And it's like, at the end of the day, like people freak out about risk so much. People are so afraid of just like stepping into the unknown, when the worst case scenario, like even in that example that I explained to you a second ago with one of our clients, like the worst case scenario is 3 months passes and then you just go back to where you already were. Right? Like there's like literally almost no downside, right? And so much upside, especially with all the opportunities that are out there right now, especially with our world changing as fast as it is. Like if you're not aggressively chasing opportunities, you're going to get left in the dust, right? So I hope that gives you a little bit of clarity in terms of how you should think about taking that step. And maybe you're going through this right now. Maybe this is something that you're thinking about doing in the next couple months. it's really an inevitable step that you're going to have to take at one point or another. And we want to really take it aggressively, right? From what I found, you want to be able to move fast, fail fast. And really ask yourself is, are you the kind of person where pressure is going to, make you? Is pressure something that's going to help you rise into a higher state, right? And if it's not, then that's something that you should change about yourself, right? The things that we tell ourselves tend to be true. If you need some help with this, I'd encourage you to go check out any of the case studies that you find on my channel. We have tons of examples of interviews, talking to real people, going through their stories and how they actually made that transition. I'd encourage you to go look up some of those. We also have long form case studies, like breaking down every single step of the process. So I'll probably link those in the description, or maybe on this video here right now. In the description, you'll also find links to learn more about how our training and placement process works, and how we help complete beginners land legitimate quality opportunities with real earning potential, and how we help them actually make that transition that we were just talking about in this video. We also have some free stuff in there, and we also have some free stuff in there as well, so feel free to check that out. That's it for this video. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the top. Take the step, go for it, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.